Oh,
We are here. Everyone, welcome to the Axie Infinity Origin Season 2 card leaks. My name is Ruthless Reg. I am joined by my friend and colleague here, Gila. My man, how you
welcome,
feeling?
welcome. I'm very excited for this one. I think this is gonna be a good event. We got a lot of interesting people on the panel here today, and we have a ton of cards to reveal. So I'm excited, bro. Let's go.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. For people who are unaware, today is the first day of our card leaks. This is the season 2 card leaks, and for today's one, it's all about plants. It is gonna be all about plants. We already have the document for runes and charms released a while ago, and now we will be combining all of those new information with the new plants as well, these new cards. This is we've got everything here. It's not just old cards into new cards. All the old cards and all the new cards that have not been changed, that have been changed, are all in one piece of file that we are all going to review, not just you and me. We've got our guests, we've got our colleagues, and it's going to be a fun one. How do you feel?
For sure. Hey, well, we do have every single card to go through today. I'm sure you'll be able to notice the difference. We won't spend too much time on the cards that haven't been changed. Of course, we're all here for what is brand new. We are going to get that exactly today. Just a pre-warning, buckle up, be ready for this one. There are a lot of changes, so do make sure to stick around and get all of that information. If I believe we are ready to introduce our lovely panel today. We have some big names. I don't think
We
I
do.
need to introduce many or any of them, to be honest, but we will anyway. Let's transition over, guys.
Let's
How are we
go.
doing? We have today with us none
Four
other
Hey,
people right here.
than
We've got
the legend.
1437, we've got Zio, we've got Zeliaser, we've got Spam and Drice, and they are going to be introducing themselves right now.
hey guys, I'm T-Ban, or known as 1437. I play for Meditate, and yeah, just another Axie player.
Facts.
And
He's just another Axie player. That's all that comes with 1437.
Should we help? I guess we should help.
Do you want me to gas you up a bit more, or no? It's
Season
okay.
1 champion, Season 0 champion, Barcelona champion. What else? V2 champion as well. Last season,
Dota champion,
Dota champion. He introduced
doing that.
himself
Marvel
as
Snap
Axie
champion,
player.
Pokemon champion.
I love it. I love the humble
Brother.
vibes.
I
Awesome.
even
Next,
made a
we
video
have-
about you, 1437, bro. I put you on one of my videos, really.
oh, did you? I think I must have missed that one. I actually love your videos, but yeah, I must have actually missed that one.
Oh my god. I think it's my turn.
Yes,
Well,
go ahead.
Hi guys, I'm Theo, a content creator, manager of Kind Guild. I'm from Peru, Latam, and I'm very pleased to be here. I'm in Axie like more than almost 2 years, I think. And well, love you all, love all the community, love to be here, and I'm a plant lover.
Awesome.
Always.
That's what we need.
He had it ready to proper on deck. Let's go. Welcome, Zio, man. It's good to
Nice,
see
thank
you.
you. Thank you for that.
Thank you guys.
Next in line, we have the man
Okay.
himself, Zelly. What's good, brother?
Okay, guys, I'm Seliazer. I play for YGG. I'm a OK player, a plant enjoyer. I like playing healing a lot. So if you guys wanna hate me, you can. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah,
My
if you want to
nickname
boo,
is the
you can be in the
Lion.
chat right now.
Yeah,
But you're in
it
the
is
right
what it is.
day. If you
I'm
like
an
healing,
OK player.
no. Sally is
I'm definitely worse
another,
than these two guys for sure.
You
another
guys are
one from
all
the
so
pro
modest.
scene. Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. Thank you very much. And being here today for the plants, you're in the perfect spot, my friend. Well done. Well done. And now we've got our last guest. Last but not the least. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Spam and Rice. I stream over on Twitch. I'm part of Quest Guild, and I'm the second best player in this call.
Oh,
I'm kidding. I was trying to tease.
yes. Hey, as you can tell,
Joking,
this
joking,
is
joking, joking,
it,
Sorry,
joking.
not much.
it's gonna be one hell of a call. We're gonna have a lot of fun here, guys. But thank you to all of our panelists for being here. Honestly, I couldn't have picked a better way to start this out. With we got real champions in the room, great competitors, and we also we love what you guys bring to the game. So should we go? Should we just jump? Should we just jump
Yeah.
straight into it, Reg?
Yeah, let's go. Let's hop right into the card leaks. This is going to be fun, guys. We are
Oh my god.
monitoring the chats as well. Everyone is a part of this. It is not just us six here, it is all of us. A lot of the
Yeah.
chats were having a good time with the self burn spam. That is quite a good one. That is
It
great.
is.
That
It
is
is. I
great.
do. I do want to say something first, though, Reg. Before we do get started, first and foremost, of course, everyone that's in the chat, welcome to you guys. We will be keeping an eye on the chat, so make sure you are communicating in there. What we do have today, right? This event is a community event. We're going to be reacting live the same way that you guys are as well. So believe me when I say I have no idea what is about to happen, but I hope that we have some good discussions and some good things to look at. We do have a lot of changes, so that we
Yeah.
may as well start right
Yep.
now. Let's go.
So the plan is actually we're leaking not just the cards as well, but the new mechanics that come with these cards because so that they make sense. And along with that, we've opened up the runes and charms on the side. We won't be seeing those here on screen, but we will have a think about those new runes and charms as well because those are
Yeah.
new mechanics as well that we are going to be combining with all of these leaks. So it's
Course.
going to be a wild, wild ride. And that is
Yeah.
what we are here to see.
So I
Uh,
think the first slide we have implementations of, like we said, there are mechanics that are going to be revolving around the cards to do with plants that will be changing. We
nice.
do need to take a look at these mechanics first. I think it's important that we understand the mechanics before we get into the cards. So let's take a look at these. I actually haven't looked at these at all. Don't know what the hell we're going to look at here, but
All right.
sleep and leaf.
Let's jump right in. Awesome.
Oh my god.
Sleep. Sleep is while this Axie has sleep. Sleep used to be actually it's just asleep for the turn.
Yep.
And that can't do anything. That Axie can't be woken up unless, for example, that same turn you attack that sleeping Axie that wakes up. It's now a totally different thing. Our guests are reading it together with us right now. So sleep
Yeah,
is
you can see them
while
reacting.
yeah, we can see it live on stream. While this Axie has sleep, next time it plays a card, negate that card, then remove sleep. And
Yeah.
then aside from that, when this Axie is attacked, remove sleep. So it's the same concept whenever the Axie gets attacked, you remove the sleep. But instead of sleeping for the whole turn, you are sleeping
Sleep for
for
one
one
card.
move.
Wow, that's
That
actually
is
very interesting.
that is wild.
Mm.
Well, we have the perfect panel here for it. I mean, any one of you guys can really take to this one, but this is an interesting
Mm.
interaction change that happens
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
What are we
I'll go
thinking?
first, I guess. I like it a lot. I think sleep was very oppressive previously. If you
Yeah.
used it, you could technically destroy an entire hand.
Mhm.
So this way, it also has more consistency because it does like if you don't attack them, they're still gonna be slept, right? Until you
Yep.
actually play a card to remove it. So
Yeah.
even if you sleep them on one turn, but then they don't break it that turn, they would still need to break it later on to be able to
Mhm.
remove it. So I think it has more consistency and less oppressive.
Yeah, I
Nice.
think
That
this
is good
suits
to hear.
the plant outlook. I know we haven't got into the cards yet, but like in the back of my mind, it always is. They're quite a passive class. Yes, we can be offensive with plants if built correctly, but being able to leave and make the decision to choose to keep an Axie asleep, to force them to have to waste a card to wake it up, seems like a deeper layer of interchanging between players. So I'm
That's
actually
true. That's true.
I like this one.
Yeah.
And one of the
Guys,
most prominent sleep cards we had before, I guess, was Rosa. Then it fell
mm.
off the
Yeah.
radar for a while. Rosa was really strong when it
And
was strong. Like for a banish card, you get to make an Axie skip a turn, and then filter out your deck. That was a really really solid card. We'll now see what it looks like as we move towards those plant cards. It's gonna be exciting stuff. Next, we've got hold on, we've got Leaf as well. Leaf actually is another one that is interesting to have a look. Let's jump back to the cards actually. Yep. So Leaf is heal 3 HP per leaf at the end of your turn, maximum of 10 stacks. It used to be, if I remember correctly, heal 5 HP and a maximum of 5 stacks. So that is quite a difference. So now you got a bigger cap, but you got less of incremental
Yeah.
heal every turn. What do you guys think about that?
This starts to scream a bit of offense here. Maybe the Leafy boys are going to see some more opportunities. This is
Yeah, yeah,
exciting, man. I don't think we need to spend too much time on Leaf itself. It's pretty
No.
self-explanatory. Um,
yep.
let's jump into it. Let's do it.
Let's
I
go.
think
Let's go.
it really
The one
boosted.
thing,
It really
the one
boosted this.
thing,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Sally.
the one thing I want to point out is like Miracle Leaf gives 1 damage per leaf, and then if you're at 10 stacks, it gives 20 damage. It's a lot,
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
that's a big. Yeah,
If
Yeah,
that's a
you
big.
that's what I was
if
trying
Leafy
to
stays the
say, really.
same, it will be an insane Leafy damage, right?
That is true. You
We
are
gon' we
correct.
gonna
There's
find
no
out.
way.
And
There's no
it's-
way Leafy stays the same. With 10
Yeah.
stacks,
You
no
That
think?
would be
shot.
I'm just
wild.
saying. I'm just saying.
Hey, we're gonna have
No
one
shot.
angry thieving at the end of this if it don't change. So
Oh my
No
let's
god.
find
shot.
out.
Lovely Leafy team, bro.
Spam getting all of the leafy axes.
No, Spam just sweeping floors. Probably. He's just like muted,
Love
not
it, I
saying
love
anything.
it.
He already gave away his strategy yesterday on Twitter. He's like, "Oh, if I'm not talking, you guys know what I'm doing."
He's like, yeah, you guys can talk. I'm gonna just be I'm on the market now. I think we're ready to jump into the first four cards that we have
Oh,
for you
actually, we
guys.
have other mechanics as well, though.
There's
This is the
more.
thing. There's more. There's more. Not just this.
Wow.
This
All
is
right, let's
a
see
new.
those.
So return. If this is not used, put it onto the top of your draw pile at the end of your turn. So this is different. This is kind of similar to retain, where you get to use the card again, but it doesn't actually stay in your hand.
Okay.
It goes to the top of your draw pile to be used again in the future turn. So it keeps consistency, but not as insane as retain, where you've got an extra card. So yep, this is something new. This is
Yeah,
a new mechanic right there.
useful and also could be hindrance if not played well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a new dynamic for a card to have. Probably on a card that is healing related, but that's me assuming things. Let's move on to cleanse. As we know, cleanse and cleanser were quite confusing beforehand, so maybe we will see some changes with that. But we can see cleanse here now says that it will remove one debuff from target up to 3 stacks or 3 turns. Now, I'm gonna need help with this one. I don't know if I can't read English anymore, but how do we like?
Uh,
what are we
I'm with
thinking?
you on that one.
Maybe it's
I
something
believe my
accumulative.
understanding, like you can see here, guys, that we're unsure as well. So we have not
Yeah.
seen this before. But my understanding of this is, for example, something like poison. You remove 3 stacks of that poison,
Yep.
or for example, something like vulnerable, where if you cleanse, you just remove the vulnerable. If you've been hit by vulnerable twice, you're vulnerable for 8 turns. So cleanse removes 3 of those vulnerable turns. I'm not sure. That is my understanding of this as I am reading it right now. So, what do you guys think?
Oh, I got it. Okay, so if let's say Grandma's fan activates for 4 turns, then it'll remove 3 stacks.
I
Or
believe
3 turns
so.
from that, so you'll have one
Oh, so you
turn
have
of
one turn.
Grandma's fan.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh,
that
yeah.
makes sense. Thank
That
you,
makes
big
sense.
brain,
Yeah.
ruthless Reg.
Yeah.
It was
the
tricky.
champ
I had
here,
to
man.
read
Figured it
it
out.
3 times.
Yeah.
That is wild. I guess it balances out, like in the sense that you get to utilize vulnerable as much as you can, and it's not gonna be wasted if you swing with 2 vulnerables and it just gets confidented away, something like that.
Exactly. That's gonna
Yeah.
feel good. I like the way the new cleanse works actually.
Nice,
Thank you for
nice.
your insights, Spam. Go back to
Hey, no
buying
problem.
axes.
No problem, man.
we
Really
can see
more
spam
clean.
screen going from bright
Nah,
to the
nah, nah. I just let you
marketplace
guys
dark.
talk.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm joking. And then we've got mushroom as well. Summon a mushroom plant, 24 HP. When your turn ends, all allied axes are healed for an amount equal to this summon's remaining HP, and then it loses 8 HP. So instead of healing for an X amount of health every turn. It is now depending on Mr. Mushroom's HP or
Well,
Miss
the mushroom's
Mushroom.
got more health as well, right now.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he's a beefy boy. Gotta love a mushroom or two. But I think this is it's shiitake was not massively used in the meta. There was some utilities for it. So maybe this stakes a bit more of a claim as
Yep,
we
it,
move
it
on.
actually saw a lot of action near the end when there were a
Yeah,
lot
yeah.
of
The
tankiness. And
mushroom.
imagine swinging with a Shiba and all you're gonna hit is a tiny
Is yeah.
mushroom. That
Summons
is the
became very
spam
valuable.
mushroom. I
Yeah.
remember that now in our tournaments before. Spam wanted his mushroom to be named after him. I love that, and it
Yeah.
kept it really really nice. And yeah, so these are new mechanics. This is good stuff. And yep, as my brother Gila said, let's jump on to the cards.
Oof. All right then.
Hype, hype, hype.
Show me.
Screenshot,
Here
screenshot,
we go.
guys.
Here we
Okay.
go. All right, eyes. I guess this is categorized by body part. So we're starting with
Yeah.
eyes. We've got
We'll
four
start with the
new
eyes.
cards right now.
Reg, you
Starting
can
with
take the first one, man. I think
yeah,
you
yeah.
got
I
this.
can I can go ahead with the first one. We've got Blossom. Our first one's a zero cost. If initial, select one plant card from your discard pile. Otherwise, select from your draw pile. Put the selected card on top of your draw pile and then banish. So, personally, I like that you have tech now. Blossom is not a one card thing anymore that you search for something put to the top of the deck. Now it becomes an option. And when you've got options in a game that is a card game, you increase the technicality, you make everyone think that much harder. Zio, what do you think about this card, my friend?
Yeah, Blossom used to help like everybody to arm your strategy. I think right now it's more. I think dynamic. Everything is gonna be like more dynamic this season. How the use of energies has increased. I think SkyMate want us to use like more more actions during the matches. So
Yep.
I think this is the way.
Yeah,
Nice.
no, I can definitely see how it gives the player more options, more control over the way that they're playing as well, which is it's really cool. To be honest, Blossom, um, not massively interesting, but it has some utility there. My eyes are swaying over towards the right side of the screen. I don't think we will read every single card word for word. You guys here at the stream, obviously, you'll have the time to be able to read these effects for yourself. One that we can see here is confused. It hasn't changed from what I'm seeing, so that is
No,
one
it
that
has,
will
yeah,
be.
it has.
It has
But
shuffle
now
one
it's
confused.
Yes, it has changed
dropout.
a lot.
Now it's
This is
into the
big.
dropout.
Yeah.
Go on then,
So
Zeddy.
the difference before was you had it shuffle into the discard pile,
That
while
was
this
this.
one you're
Okay,
setting up
yes,
the next turn of your opponent. If, for example, it's the last few cards, you
yes.
give
So
them
now
a
it's
confused.
immediate.
Yeah. So this
Boy,
is a big change. So what do you guys think about this, Zelly? What do you think?
So
I can
basically,
see here cucumber slice, Pappy as well. We can read through all of these. Cucumber slice main concept now is that it
is a
retains and
retain.
heals
Yeah.
everyone. Pappy as well is now a
Okay.
retain, but instead of healing when you draw, you get a leaf. So yeah,
so the
Things
healing
come.
cards are. I mean, Papi is nice. It's okay. I mean, having a retain is like the same as having a vanish. So if you don't want to use it or you don't need to use it, your hand size just go bigger. So that's good. And also like the effect when you draw is decent. Cucumber slice is straight up bad. Straight up so bad. Like I don't see a way to use this card. Like no
Yeah.
way. Because you draw it and there's no way you can use it the first like 4 turns you can or like 3 turns you have it in your
Even
hand.
50
People only
heal
use it
just
for
seems.
the healing buff anyway, right? Previously.
Yeah, previously even 50 you only use it for healing boost. And at
Yeah.
the end you actually never use this card. So like this
Mhm.
card was like too heavy already.
that's
Yeah, I
true.
was
That
thinking that. I
is
was
true.
thinking 50, if cap at 50 heal for
Yeah.
2 energy. Yes, we get the retain factor, but like, is that all that worth it? Potentially.
Um, Hold on. Actually, on chats, they're wondering that retain has changed. It has not changed. Wacky in chat is saying that they've changed the retain, didn't they? But retain is different from return, as far as what I'm understanding. Return actually returns it to the draw pile. If
Yeah,
this is
so you actually
different to the
don't get
retain,
fived. Yeah.
yeah, this actually stays in your hand. If that is different from the return mechanic that we saw earlier.
Mhm. I
So
think
yeah,
Cucumber Slice at 2 cost is just probably way too much for what it does. Like 50 heal across the board. Like the one thing we need to think about is all these other stamps became less cost for the PP. You can put more stamps on cards. So there is potential for more like AoE or like some backdooring situations. So Cucumber Slice could be good. But I think at 2 cost 50 with no other bonuses, like you need to keep that in your hand for 5 turns to get max heal value. So
that's
it's
true.
really bad.
There
I
are a
agree
lot
with
of
Nelly
retain
on that.
cards though. You know,
Yeah.
there are potentially, as we see a lot more changes coming. This, remember, this is the first slide,
Mhm.
and obviously we have different classes to come.
Yeah.
Maybe having cards in your hand might be a huge, advantage. So we never know.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
still
but
I
speculation.
do
the thing
like
is
it.
like the thing is like Papi and Cucumber Slice are in the same slot, right? And one of them is really good, one of them is atrociously bad, right? So why would you use Cucumber Slice instead of Papi if you need a return?
Yeah,
Retain.
facts, facts.
That
I guess
makes
Yeah,
it
you
just
hit the
sense.
depends
nail
on
on the
how the
head.
meta might shift. You never know. Like these are just only the first four cards out of all the cards coming out.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna overreact to a certain card change, especially since we know the retain effect itself was so strong that people would invest 5 PP into it. Gives you the option of mainly using it whenever, basically implementing more V2 strategies into Origin. And it does have, I like initially, right? It does sound really bad, but I wouldn't be surprised if later on it has a certain niche to fit into the meta.
Makes
Yeah.
sense. Makes
Well,
sense. That
cucumber
is fun.
slice is basically like telling healing players, don't even think about it. It's like, yo, we slapped you down, and then yeah, don't this is not even an invitation to try and come back with the cucumber eyes. But well, maybe, like we said, when we see a broader picture, there could be a bit more use.
Yeah.
Eyes
Maybe,
interesting though.
maybe adding
I
a
want
leafy
to
pot can change the mechanic
Yeah,
of
like maybe
cucumber
these
slice.
AoE cards might
Yeah.
work along with like some charms and whatnot.
Nice.
You never
Yeah.
Yeah, so
know.
I just want to say that I think like even between the healing, maybe we're talking a lot about the healing, but most interesting for me was the other 2 cards for sure, with the Blossom and the Confusion. How
Yeah.
there's so much more interaction with your deck instead of only like sending stuff to the graveyard or only looking from the deck. Like now you got the combination of both of those. Like Confusion now sends confused into the enemy draw pile, so you can actually interrupt their first deck flow essentially, which you couldn't really previously do except with like Cute Bunny, Fears, whatever stuff.
Black
And
man.
the Blossom, like I think that's just how the cards should have been to begin with. And I can totally see a world where if Blossom is like this, and probably all the other eyes are like that as well.
Yeah.
And we're gonna see so much more cohesion with those cards and in builds. So less useless axes, I would say,
Love
because
it.
most
I
of
love
the
it.
axes that had Blossom or the other searcher cards, they were really just like floor axes in general.
That makes sense. I know that we saw a bit of it before in the sense where Blossom became usable. They placed a leafy pot on it, a leaf pot on it, and then it produces a leaf stack
Yeah.
for all of your leafy axes. But yeah,
Still the
aside
potential to
from
do
that,
that.
yeah, yeah, that is still within the scope of this. So yeah, it didn't lose its functionality. It just got added functionality. Is where we like to be,
Yeah,
as
whenever you add
the
an extra layer, whenever you add an extra layer of complexity into the game, like another option, like you guys said,
yeah.
it just results in more possibilities. So it's always
Yeah.
a plus.
Facts.
That
Well,
that
we've
Let me go
makes
seen the
next
sense.
slide.
first lot of cards. I think it's time to listen out for the next slot because
Yeah.
it is the ears. We gotta get
Uh,
into them.
if
Leafy is in those ears, so I want to know.
Just so
We gotta
everyone's
change this.
aware, we've got a lot of cards right now. This is the first slide out of 11 slides. So this is a lot
Age.
of information to churn through. This is going to be fun. And yeah, let's go.
Bye, bye, bye.
Ears. Oh gosh. Let's see.
All right. We've got Leafy, Clover, and Rosa here. Clover is one of the cards that wasn't changed by the looks of it. So yeah, that stays
Yeah.
the same. You summon one Clover.
but of course Sleep
Leafy is the
did.
same.
So we gotta
Yeah.
see if Clover changes, right? Maybe.
Leafy
Yeah.
is the same, boys.
Yeah.
Leafy
Yeah,
is
let's
the
let's let's
same.
start with the main culprit. Is it the same? Is it the same? You guys confirm?
It's the same. It's the same.
It's the same.
Okay.
What do you
How do you
guys
feel?
think
How do you
about this?
feel about that?
I
Let's
mean,
start.
Oh,
Let's go with spam. Yeah, go ahead.
oh no, I think it's Zelly's turn. Sorry. We should go in order. I don't want to. Yeah.
All right, all right. Zelly?
Okay, so what you can do with this, if you have Miracle Leaf on your Axie and you cap your leaves at 10, you get 20 damage for your rune, 20 damage for Leafy, and 10 damage per leaf consumed. So you deal just I mean it's like kinda the same, no, 150, right? Or actually it's the same damage. No? Am I confused? I'm confused, fam. You play Leafy more than I did. Leafy at max stacks what was 5, right? Was like 150, right? 50, 50, 50,
It's the
right?
same. It's the same as
Yeah.
before. It's
Yeah,
just that you don't get capped at 5, so you just
Yeah.
keep
Yeah, you
growing,
yeah,
can
and then
machine
you
gun
know,
So
turn after turn.
yeah, yeah,
as
yeah.
long as
Basically.
your deck is producing leaves, like you can be playing leafies no matter
No,
what.
wait,
Like you don't have to wait for
yeah.
them to recharge again.
yeah.
You can
Yeah, but
basically
if you
build
have
up an
Miracle
end
Leaf,
game.
you can do 80 per with this Leafy, right? Because 20, then like 50 per Leafy, that's 70. Yeah, you can do 70 per damage. It's a lot.
If it's always going to be consuming
It's a
three
lot, but
leaves.
getting to 10,
Yeah.
10 leads should be hard.
The only thing is, I'm looking at our runes and charms, and 4 of the runes actually are
Yeah.
related to leaves.
Yeah.
So there is something to note about that as well. It's going to be interesting to see that play out.
It seems leaves are definitely the focal point for the plant so far. I think the idea of now being able to have a lot more leaves um, allows you to have a progressive play style with a leafy deck now. How that will obviously interact and how you guys will play it, I don't know. There's a lot of smart guys out there, smart girls as well. But it seems like you can really start like stacking up with these leaves and having an end game option potentially or something like that. But not the card itself much has changed, right?
That's true. That's true. And now we've got Rosa. This is one
Yeah.
of the new things, actually. First, there's no more poison. That's out the window. The only thing that's here first, we've got the new mechanic. We've got a return on this already, which means when you don't use Rosa, it stays on the top of your deck, basically. And then you get to redraw the Rosa again. It does not increase your card count for the next turn. So it's not retain, it's return. And then
Hmm.
if initial, you apply sleep for 4 turns and then banish. It doesn't hit a random
Sleep for
axie
4 turns.
anymore.
Yeah. So,
That is one thing. So it hits the
yeah,
front.
basically they removed the poison, which was honestly just a useless effect, right?
Yeah, I
Especially
don't know
with the
why that
change of
was ever a thing.
sequencing for the cleansing. So it now has like a distinct role, which is applying sleep. The return is really, really nice on it. You can see yourself stamping this now that it's not random. And even when it was random before, people stamped it anyways. So I
Yeah.
do like the return option. Oftentimes there were some turns where you wanted it next turn, maybe. Like let's say you were in Blood Moon and you weren't ready to put it to sleep yet because you want to do more damage. However, the 4 turns seems like a little scary at first, but don't forget sleep now works
Yeah.
kind of like
Yeah.
stun in
Different.
V2.
Yep.
You can burn
Yeah.
it off. So
Yeah.
therefore, everyone's saying this is going to be really OP, really broken. There is going to be counterplay to it. Don't forget, it's still only a 40 base damage card. I think the strongest buff about it is the return, to be honest. But other than that, I think it's balanced. I think it looks good. I'm excited. I don't know if it's going to be strong. I don't know if it's going to be weak. I guess it depends on how the meta is. But I like the changes for sure. And I have a question about sleep. Can you remove it with a 0 cost?
That was
I,
something that was
I mean, I
going
can
through
look.
my head. Let's. I have the slide here.
Negate that
Sleep
card.
is next time it plays a card,
Yep.
negate that card. So I
It is
guess
just
it's
a
a
card,
yes. Yeah, any
so it would
card.
work.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is
It's
gonna
just
be
a one for
interesting.
one.
Yeah, confident
Uh,
removes sleep basically.
So I'll
Okay.
just say, like
Something like that.
Spam said, he likes the return. This is not just about Rosa, but I have a feeling personally that return mechanic is going to be extremely like niche to be used. I'm not a huge fan of like putting cards back in your deck and then drawing less. You
Yep.
design a deck so that you can go through everything. normally. So
Yeah.
I think it could be good, but it could also be really bad. Like, let's say you draw Rosa in your first opening hand. Now that Rosa is going to keep coming back until you actually use it.
Yeah.
Play it, yeah.
It'll be like a
Well,
blackmail,
yeah.
basically.
And
Yeah.
but one good thing though is like if you do need the Rosa and it's like on one of your backliners or something, you can just use it without the initial effect, so it goes into your graveyard, and then you can get it later to like use the sleep effect as
Well,
well
this,
if you need to. So there's still
yeah,
some options there, I
Makes sense.
think. But in general, I would see this card being like played as soon as you get it because they need to play a card to remove it anyway, and that could build a lot of tempo in the early game. Where like if you return it, I think it's like negative tempo for yourself.
mhm. I think there might be connectivity though with obviously we haven't seen anything yet, but other cards maybe having the ability to things like scrying or discarding cards that are in your hand to you know remove that return mechanic, and then having other axes that might have things like blossom to be able to then bring it back when you do need it, so it can kind of still be on demand essentially. But
David makes a
yeah.
good point. Like he says, like you have to use it when you get it, and now actually using it doesn't feel bad because using it before, like they could just it's just one turn basically. Essentially, that's what two turns means. Now they're actually gonna have to be forced to play a card, and especially in early turns, especially as like an odd turn player, having to burn a card, or most of the time it's not gonna be a zero cost, right? Yeah, it could work in your
That's true.
favor. So
That's true. That's
I
true.
think it's strong. I think it could either can apply pressure or it can either cause pressure later on.
Talking
That's
about
great.
applying pressure, we're gonna have to apply pressure and move on to the next set of ear cards.
Let's go.
I think we have some that we're talking about in the chat. Obviously, Sakura. We still have Lotus and Hollow. Is it
Yeah,
as
it's all
well?
coming. It's all coming. All the plant cards will be showing up. This is not just
Healing cards.
new stuff. New and old will be showcased. Clover, as is still the old style. So that is one example of that. And yeah, let's jump right to the next slide. Here we go. We've got more ears. This is gonna be fun. We've got
Oh,
Sakura, Hollow, and Lotus. Quickly browsing through these shorter text first. Hollow summons a trunk. Same card by the looks of it. This actually loses 75 HP. The trunk has taunt. If that stayed the same, then that's mostly the same.
yeah.
Lotus is a heal. Removes two curse cards from the deck. I don't remember if
It was
Lotus wasn't
one.
enough. It's
It was
one
one
more
One.
cursed
before, I think.
card
Yeah.
than before. That's great.
And you get to target a shield now. Before you couldn't.
That is perfect, actually.
Yeah.
That is
Ah,
true.
wow. Turn
That's
things
big.
around
Lotus
for
still got
Lotus.
buffed.
Yeah, definitely turn things around for Lotus. Before
That's
Lotus was
insane.
really, it was tough to even want to use it because it was just like, okay, other than the fact that I'm removing curse cards, why
That's
would
true.
I have
Well,
this?
we saw some synergy with. I mean, we can see some synergy with Lotus and let's say, um, Shady.
Shady. Yeah.
Shady, yeah.
That could be a big one. Like you don't need Holy Prayer, right, to remove your curses, which could be
That's
huge.
true. That's
But
true.
I have a
Yeah.
question: the Hollow and the Sakura, aren't they exactly the same?
Yeah,
They
exactly
look
the
like
same.
it. Yeah. They
But I
look
thought
like.
only cards that were changed
Oh
show
no
up
no.
here.
This is all
No,
the
no, no.
plant
Nah, we're
cards.
putting them all. I thought it was just changed ones as well, but
Yeah,
no.
because I thought we
all-
were told that it was only the change cards. So okay, now
Yeah.
I get it. Okay, they're exactly the same. All right.
Yeah.
I'm
Because
sorry
if I
to have confused
remember,
that big brain of yours, mate.
yeah. Because if I remember correctly, they wanted to see the whole dynamic of everything. That's why it's by part, and that's why everything is being shown. It used to be not like that. I guess when you got the brief before. But yeah, right now it is everything. And I think this is going to be everything moving forward as well. All eyes, all ears, everything for the plant cards right now. So yeah, I guess Lotus is the big one for this screen. Another thing that was interesting as well was we never actually saw a lot of the shield cards that targeted yourself or the axie that owned it a lot in the season, right? It was always the shield cards that targeted axes that were very functional, and the shield cards that targeted all axes like Mary and Mint. So this is a refreshing change, I believe, which is quite cool.
Yeah, it's got me
Yeah.
thinking about the other cards that were similar. Maybe we will see
Yeah,
the same implementations.
that is true.
I
That
I
forgot
don't
what
is
know. I
true.
don't know. Could be. And isn't much really else to say about the ears here? I mean, how do you guys on the panel? Is there anything else you'd like to to touch on with just with the past 6 cards that we looked at, or
I guess
we good?
it's all good. There's
I
not a
think
lot of
Lotus
it's
is
new.
good now.
clear about
Everything else
head
is pretty
exchange and
simple.
Lotus.
I
Yeah.
just know that Lotus is gonna be legit. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
a that's
Like
a
Silence
that's a
Whisper.
playable card.
Looking good.
A
Yeah.
lot of
The
people
fact that
saying
you just
Hollow.
can just target anybody is already huge, and you can remove 2 curses while you're at it. Oh, jeez.
All right.
Why not?
Chat is going. Give me mount. Should we go?
Yeah,
To the
give me
next
my
one?
bye, yo.
Let go.
Give me
Yeah.
the
we
mouse,
should-
bro. Let's go.
We should say though to everybody, like, this is, they could be changed in the future, right? Like during the testing period, if something
Yeah.
is too strong, it's all, be cautious
Yeah.
with what you purchase,
Oh,
whatever.
please,
This is
yeah.
not like set in
Don't
stone.
go crazy.
Very smart. Very smart.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nah,
aside
buy them
from
all, guys.
that-
Buy them all. Buy them all. Let's go.
Don't
aside
go
from that as
crazy
well.
and then be loading.
Serious.
I
Now
ain't
that
having
you
any of
mentioned
it.
that, Theban, another thing is the PP structure is changing before, right? Before it used to be you want a pure Axie because that has 15 PP. The rest have almost no PP. While now it is 14 PP if you've got an impure Axie, no matter how mixed up the cards are. So that's actually going to change the dynamic of everything as well. Because
The
it's going to
ability to charm
create
things
a
as well.
new Axie pools, new Axie builds just with that simple change. So combining with all of this, there's going to be a lot of changes coming forward. So it's going to be fun.
And my question is, what that mouth do?
All right, let's see.
Because we got a lot of
Serious.
cards to look at here.
Okay, these are our 4 new mouth cards. We've got Serious, Herbivore, Zigzag, and Silence Whisper. Serious now puts people to sleep. That is new. And Herbivore as well.
What?
Puts
Wait,
people
did I
to
read
sleep.
that
It
right?
puts yourself. It puts
Yeah,
yourself. to
Something
sleep.
happened there.
Apply sleep. Okay. Wow.
What
So-
kind of plants are these?
These are wild plants. Zigzag now applies Fragile as well. That is new. Silence Whisper. We can clear Silence Whisper off first.
It's the same.
That is the same, right? No
Yeah.
changes on Silence Whisper. Even though there's no changes, I think this is big as well.
I think it's preposterous. 6 turns. Sorry.
It's the same. 6 turn was before. Before was 6
Well,
turn.
6 turns is only 4
preposterous
turns, right?
before.
It only heals you for 2 turns, like from the
Yeah,
poison
2 turns.
stat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But one thing
I know
that's
poison players are always like, oh, it's 6 turns, just so like maybe one day it will not exist anymore.
Bro, I'm gonna be sitting here for 6 turns. Right. That's what I'm gonna do. 6 turns. It is good. I'm looking at Herbivore though. It seems to be like a counter to sleep then. That direct answer to maybe if there is comps that come out that are engineered around causing your axes to sleep. You see, if the target has sleep, apply sleep for 2 turns. How we?
I think
how we think
my
about it.
understanding of this actually is if the opposing Axie has sleep and you swing at it with Herbivore, you put it to sleep for another 2
extend
turns.
Another 2 to okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a
And the target
rehabilitation
has-
because
yes.
if you hit a sleeping target, they're gonna wake up. So you're gonna hit it.
Yeah.
Now it
You
just
keep it,
reapplies
you
to
keep
sleep,
it.
so you can hit the sleeping target. So there could be a deck where your goal is to just control them by putting them to sleep and then making them waste cards, and then you have like a bunch of healing nonsense in the background where okay, they're wasting cards, but they're dealing like 2 energy worth of damage every turn, and then you just like heal all that back up, then you put someone to sleep again. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty annoying.
That's very good
looking
momentum
at these
control
cards
though,
so
right?
far.
That's true. That's true.
Is it just me or like sleep seems a little underwhelming for the plant class so far, at least? So Herbivore only extends it. So if it's not sleeping, it's basically just a 60 damage card.
Yeah.
Serious puts yourself to sleep. You're gonna have to use another card afterwards in order to wake yourself up just for 15 damage. So basically, you're burning an extra energy for 15 damage. At least from the mouth spot so far, it seems very underwhelming.
Yeah, that's true.
I agree with you there. To be fair.
Well, I think Sirius doesn't really have a downside. It's kind of like the same as Risky Fish, right? In the previous
Yeah.
patch, where it's just like, oh, you swing in for this big 80 damage hit for 1 energy, but you're only doing that if you don't have any other cards that you want to play, essentially, right? Like if it's not initial, then you won't put yourself to sleep.
That's
Yeah.
You just deal 65 damage and you pay other
That
cards.
does make sense. But also like when you're sleeping, if I'm not mistaken, you can't play any cards, right? It's not just attack cards.
Yeah, any cards.
Yeah, you have to spend one card to wake yourself up. But that could be any card that you play.
I mean, that's the thing. Series before in the Leafy archetype had no downside because you just serious and then play like a pumpkin or whatever, right?
Yeah, you have
Now
so
you
many
cannot do that.
non-attack cards. Yeah.
Yeah, now you
So
cannot do
overall,
that,
I'd
right?
say this is a nerf, though, right, guys?
Yeah, it's a nerf. It's a nerf.
Right?
Definitely a nerf. Nerf in
Yeah.
damage and in effect.
Yeah.
Because it was 90 before.
I guess the only way that it could not be a nerf is if it's got zero costs to play, but that is gonna be a lot to ask for plants that we've got basically. And yeah, so yeah, then we've got
Excellent.
zigzag. If the target has fragile, deal 20 bonus damage. Otherwise, apply fragile for 4 turns. I
Yeah.
guess
I
if
love it.
herbivore
It's like
was worded
Peacemaker,
like
Yeah,
this,
right?
that could
it's
be
the best, my favorite, I think.
It's like Peacemaker, but they made the
fragile.
fragile or the ability effect 4 turns, where Peacemaker's abilities were for 2 turns.
Mhm.
So maybe this is also like, foreshadowing what all the other mouth cards could possibly be like as well, where they apply some kind of special ability, but it also lasts for 4 turns.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it
because
seems
it's
like
like
we've removed the healing aspect of these mouth cards. So again, like I said, the patterns
Plants have
normally
enough
do
healing. It's
follow.
fine. It's fine. We're
Yeah,
cool. We
yeah,
like
it is.
this.
It is perfectly fine. But I'm talking more from the perspective of okay, yeah, we still have 5 more days of cards that will be coming out. Zigzag normally follows suits with a lot of other mouth cards. Will we see the same thing or similar things around different effects?
Yeah, one thing though about the
Nice.
zigzag is that if you do the extra damage, you actually don't apply the fragile. So there's a lot of thinking involved there. Like you have to figure out,
Yeah.
okay, how does the deck work? Am I using this for the extra damage, or am I using it to apply the armor debuff against what team? So I'm really enjoying, the different options some of these cards are beginning to get. I think that's what the game needed anyway. Everything was too one-dimensional, so now like you have more opportunity to create different type of decks or make
Yeah.
different choices during a game.
Yeah. I'm actually, we're not even. I think we might just be over halfway through this. I'm already excited to start playing with some of these cards because of how this is quite a lot of changes, man. We're gonna have to relearn the entire
It
game.
is. It is.
Again,
It
for
is.
sure.
Should
I
we
think
jump to the next slides?
Yes, please. Let's go.
Let us go. Now we're in the back.
Orange, baby. Oh,
This is gonna be
snacks.
fun. We've got turnip, we've got shiitake, we've got Biden's.
Turnip,
First thing,
please do something for them because turnips ain't done nothing. They haven't done anything.
quick look. Shiitake doesn't look like it's changed. Summon the mushroom.
The mushrooms got better, didn't they?
nothing is changed here.
Nothing has
Nothing-
changed.
Does it look all
Yeah,
the same?
oh
Or is it
my-
just-
They changed the wording on Biden's.
Yeah, but it's the same. You
It's the
get everything.
same, but they changed the wording. So I mean, like, does it mean something? Why does it say, oh, until they don't have any debuffs left versus like remove all debuffs, right? So that's
Yeah.
why I'm wondering, like,
Yeah.
there's some kind of interaction with something else.
That
maybe?
happens with other runes, I
I
think.
think it's just to be more clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, there was an interaction because when we were reading Cleanse earlier, it was talking more about stacks and everything. So we'll see.
Mm.
Maybe because we've now reworded things to become stacks, and turns that they've just reworded this to be as clear as that potentially.
Oh yeah,
Right.
where is Pumpkin?
Yeah.
So mushroom,
Pumpkin-
mushroom.
Oh, we've
did
got-
change
we've got
because-
more
We have another
slides.
slide.
Yeah.
Mushroom did change because now it heals everybody on the team,
Yeah.
right? So that's
Yeah.
a big one.
Yeah.
That's
So
true.
what,
That's
what I,
huge.
and turnip, I assume like they probably fixed a bunch of bugs with it or something because it literally was like broken in
Yeah,
every
it was
patch.
broken the entire time.
So
Yeah.
I'm
I
sure
get it.
hopefully now it actually works the way it does. I remember there was one time where like if it killed the enemy summon,
You get
they
a
would get
memory.
like infinite energy
Yeah.
That was
or something.
nuts. Yeah.
Yeah, or yeah,
Maybe.
some stuff like that. So.
No,
Yeah.
guys. Turnip's actually going to be good. I really think if the meta was more balanced last season, we would have seen more summons, and Turnip
Yeah.
would have had a place, especially if it worked. So,
That's
Facts.
true.
yeah, don't
I do
forget,
think we are
guys.
teasing it though.
Yeah.
The
No, I
mushrooms have
really do think it's
24
going to be a
health,
use.
and we doing 25 damage.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to
They should-
increase those summon HPs
All
with,
right.
with runes, with charms, and those types of things. Well, with
That's
runes
true.
potentially, isn't it? The neutral
That's
ones.
true. Let's jump to the next slides. I think we're okay with the backs. Everything looks clear. Now we've got watering can,
yeah.
mint, and pumpkin. Let's have a quick read. Mint. Apply cleanser, shield all allies. That looks the same.
All same,
Pumpkin.
right?
The numbers are the numbers the same though.
Yeah, all the
30.
same.
All the
All
same.
the same.
Yep.
Everything's the same. Next
I
turn,
mean,
pure
no, okay,
water
yeah,
is
Yeah.
the
no.
same.
Water and gun
And
changed.
that's perfectly fine. I think these
Yeah,
cards are
I
Pure
didn't
all
think
water.
they
like pretty
needed
solid
changes
already.
at all.
Yeah.
Actually, watering gun changed because like now it's capped at 3 pure waters, and before you can get every pure water you like
That's
in the
true.
world. Because like for example, that's why watering gun wasn't played anymore. Because if
You got too
you
much.
play watering gun and they
No, there was a last patch that capped
AOE,
that,
you
right?
have no one.
No. What he's saying
No.
now is when you get hit, you can only
Yeah.
get a max of 3 cans
Yeah.
into your hand.
Yeah.
So if you're playing as AOE and they hit all your axes, you won't be filled with a handful of
Oh,
watering
I see.
cans
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
So
Because
It's a
actually,
buff,
watering cans
actually.
became
It's a
more
little buff.
playable in that sense, is what he's
yeah,
saying.
that makes
Yep.
sense. That makes sense. Because
Thank you, Zio.
the nerf that happened actually was you can only play a maximum number of pure waters. You can play
Yeah.
maximum, but you don't get a maximum number of pure waters when your axes get hit. Now this gets that solves that problem. So if you get hit by 3 believers, basically, you'd have
Oh, but
9
also
pure
there's
waters.
actually it's also partial nerf because it says here next turn after the target is attacked, add 1 pure water, right?
Yeah.
Where
Mhm.
before
Before
it
it
was
was
like
always just anyone.
if anybody
Yeah.
got hit, you get a pure water.
That's
So
true.
now the one that you put the can on has to get hit to get the
Oh, I see.
pure water. So
Yeah.
in reality, they shouldn't have capped it if that's the case. If it's just like
Yeah.
one target. Now we don't know what happens in the game. Maybe they left the previous mechanic, but the wording on the cards does say if the one who has the can gets hit, then you get a
That's true.
Yeah.
You're
water.
right.
Or maybe
You're
maybe
very
I'd
they
right.
like
That's
to
a
see
nerf
that
then. That's a
implemented.
nerf then. If
Yeah, then it would be a nerf in
It
that
depends.
case.
It
There's a bit of
depends because
scenarios.
outplayability as
now
well there.
now a lot of cards are retained, right? So like if you have a lot of retains,
Yeah, your
and you
hands are
don't
gonna be
tap
full.
this, it's a lot easier for you to brick yourself, right? So like it depends on how you build your deck if you consider this a nerf or a buff, right? Because the pure waters are not like super good. It's just like
Yeah.
something extra.
That
Yeah,
is true.
it was
You are
actually an
right.
advantage. Sorry, Zio, you go ahead.
Zio?
No, I wasn't speaking. No. I was hearing. Right.
Oh, I must be hearing things. I was gonna say that it was literally sometimes, an incentive to fill the player's hands with pure waters as a hindrance. So, like you were saying, Zelly, we have a lot more retain cards potentially in the plank category as well. So, the ability that if it is the target that needs to be attacked to receive the pure waters, it just makes it, I think, a bit better for the user, where they're not always going to get bogged down with the max amount of cards, even though there is a cap. So,
That is
but
true. You are right. And yeah,
yeah,
so consensus watering can got nerfed. Mint and pumpkin stayed the same. They're okay to be the same. And yeah, I
yeah,
think that is this slide. Do we have
standard.
anything from the chats? I think we're okay. Chats are like next. Pumpkin too
Yeah.
solid.
Next. If it's not new, I don't want to hear about it, bro. Oh my god, no.
All right.
What is going on?
New
Okay.
stuff. We've got
125.
horns. We've got horns.
Whoa!
This is
Hold
gonna be
on.
great.
Yo.
Wait.
All right.
Hold
We've got
Bamboo meta, let's go.
all right, we've
Bamboo,
got bamboo
bamboo.
spear, we've got beach, we've got rosebud. I can see a
Okay.
lot of new text right now. I want to hear from Zio
Wow.
though. Zio, what do you think about these changes?
I'm present with beach, I think, and also with. I used to have a bamboo spear with some leaves, so I'm gonna
So
use
he's
it
happy.
for good, I think. No, but beach is whoa, 100. Oh my god. But, wow.
It's just a bigger Arco essentially.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's true. Arco
Yeah,
actually
It's
removes 2.
crazy.
This is a
Yeah,
powerhouse.
a bigger one.
Bigger,
Yeah.
bigger in all
This is-
senses. That's
it's a
wild.
big icon.
Beach,
Oh
man.
my god. Yeah, beach.
Beach is going crazy. People are going
Yeah.
crazy in the chat right now talking about they're about to go scoop a beach. Please, just please think about it first. But it does look like well, it is a drastic change.
It's a
Used to having it
Thanos
as
Arco.
it is.
Yeah, bigger Arco.
Removing secrets is a huge asset.
Yeah.
Arco was the only thing that did that. I think it is nice to see something else that does that. But the huge damage as well. I think it's just eye catching. As soon as we came on this slide, like I was tingling, bro. So you know, it's fun. It's fun to see that. A bamboo spear looks solid as well. I don't know if you know, we've been on the leaf topic
Yeah,
for most of this
we'll have
stuff.
to see. We'll have to see the rest of the horns. Like I want to see how cactus is to see if it's worth sacrificing for like
Hey,
bamboo spear. Because to make bamboo spear really good, right, you're gonna need another two in the deck. When usually you want like two cactuses and whatnot, especially if
yeah.
you're if we're talking aggro. But bamboo spear looks better now for sure, especially since we could build leaves up to 10. So we'll have to see the rest of the horns to see if it's good enough
Wow.
to
That
overtake
makes
it.
sense. So, what's
Beach
our
is good.
consensus? Beach is good.
People say six sack with beach. My God.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the fragile into. Oh
Oh
my,
my.
what kind of damage is that? Anyone got quick maths? Who wants to quick math me right now? Fragile beach right now. What's it doing damage?
Fragile
Fragiles
beach. Well,
for
it doesn't upgrade the damage.
yeah. It just reduces your
Oh, I'm
shields
tripping.
that you get.
Yeah,
It's
fragile is-
vulnerable that I
I'm
think you're
vulnerable.
after.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
vulnerable right now because I'm thinking about vulnerable.
All
Well,
good.
Okay.
All good.
I think
There.
we can go to the next horn slide, right?
Yeah. Let's go. Let's jump.
Cactus is
Rosebud
important.
though stayed the same though before we move to the next.
Yes, yeah, Rose
Yeah.
Buds
That
the
is
same.
something.
Still a
That's
great
big.
card. Still really good.
Yeah. All right.
Wasn't a
Let's
great card.
go.
Not a great
Let's
card.
jump to the next slide right now. Here we go. We've got cactus, we've got strawberry, we've got watermelon. A quick look. Same
Wow.
strawberry,
Watermelon's the only thing that
same
changed.
cactus,
Cactus
watermelon
5
change.
damage nerf only.
Oh
It's
yeah,
not
Oh,
that.
the actual
5 damage
red
nerf.
numbers used to be
Mhm.
65, right? And then now it's
Yeah.
60. That's one change. Watermelon, if the target has sleep, the
Pure.
attack gains
What?
15 bonus damage and deals pure damage. That is
Yeah, it's too
strong.
much, I think. Yeah.
I like it from first glance, but it seems very specific. It seems very
Yeah,
niche.
we'll have to see how usable pure damage is
Yeah.
because most of the time you're gonna have to attack and follow it up for other attacks. So either way, you're hitting to the shield.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, and aside
No,
from that,
it-
at quick
hold on, hold
glance,
on.
though, yeah, go ahead.
Does watermelon with the pure damage, does that mean that it doesn't proc to sleep?
Potentially,
Um,
and that's the only thing I can think. Like,
Because
would
like
make
no
it.
idea.
if that happens, then watermelon.
Oh, that's kinda cool.
Yeah.
Watermelon,
Yeah.
watermelon
Not only that,
herbivore is
it does
wild.
pure damage, right? Like pure damage goes through shield, whatever. Like
Yeah.
that. I mean, watermelon's strong.
Watermelon
in that
herbivore
sense.
is wild, bro. Think about it. You gonna keep them asleep and then pure damage them after they still sleeping? Extra turns as well.
but
Yeah,
you
that's
don't
what we
wake them
don't
up from
know.
That'd be
attack.
right?
too
Like, that's what we
much. Yeah, I believe it would wake up because I think what they're going at is playing how Chomp used to be in V2 as well, where it went under the armor, right? In V2, and then it
Wait,
removes the stun.
No idea.
Okay.
wait, guys, sleep's effect. You don't wake them up when you attack them. That's
You do, you
For
that's
do.
like.
sure.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
do,
you
you
do,
do,
you
you
do.
do.
Oh,
wake them up.
I
You
thought
wake
sleep
them
was they had to burn a card to. wake
No,
up.
no,
So
no. You wake
sleep-
them up.
Sleep
You
is
wake
When they're
them up.
attacked, they wake
yeah.
up, and if they play a card, they wake up. as
Exactly.
well.
Yeah, then I like
do
what
have an
Steven's saying
update.
then.
Yeah. I do have
Yeah,
an
what-
update on the back cards, which we were just talking about. I know we just moved off of those, but watering can actually is still going to be procced on all axes.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
okay.
So
Then another huge update, which does change a few talking points, is that cucumber is actually going to be a one cost.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
hold on.
Okay.
Hey, now we're talking. Now
Wait
we're
a minute.
talking.
Now we're
There we
talking.
go.
Vegans,
I mean, we can go
rise.
back. We
I
can
knew
go
there was
back.
no way that card was a 2 cost. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what
that was
I
a
mean. I thought the
horrible
same. I
card
thought
for
the
a
same
two-cost.
thing.
Bro, I was
Alright,
trying to stay positive for the community.
I mean, it's
man.
still
Oh,
bad,
this card's
but-
garbage. I was
Bro,
like, this
just
is
be
better.
honest. Just be honest. I think it's best if we were honest anyway. I was
no.
surprised.
We have
that
we have
Cucumber
enough
was-
assholes in here. I was trying to be.
Whoa,
Hey,
Oh.
hey. Hold up.
calm. All right. Good fun. And so cucumber, one cost card that changes things. Do you guys want to look at it again, or you're happy with
Nah,
the
we're
effect?
good. It's good.
We're
It's
good.
Still bad.
I already have screenshot.
The
too.
cactus
Usable
pretty
then.
much has got a 5 damage nerf. That's it.
Yeah. Watermelon, we need to find out if pure damage wakes up or doesn't wake up sleep. That's a question mark that we'll find out and then we'll answer in the later days. But yeah, good to know. Watermelon could potentially be busted, is the thing.
Yeah.
It's
So,
about
yeah.
time.
Good stuff.
Watermelon.
Happy with the horns? Should we proceed to the next slide?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's
Yeah,
go.
Let's get the tails out.
Boom, here we go. We've got Carrot, Cattail, and Hatsune.
Woo!
That's a lot of
Ooh.
text.
Hey, wait. Let's read carrot. Let's read carrot real quick. Gain 1 energy fragment. Gain 2 bonus energy fragments if this attack breaks an enemy shield. Ooh, momentum.
60 damage
Okay.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is 60 damage now as
Oh, I didn't
well.
even see that. Why that
Uh,
carrot got
I'm
That's
actually,
strong?
normal.
I'm actually more interested in Cattell. I like Cattell a lot.
Let's look at
Cattail
it.
became a
Or you could
heal. You're
target.
right.
You could target. It's a targeting shield.
Now
Yeah,
talk
Oh,
to
yeah,
me.
let's go.
target
Let's go one
shield
by one.
and
Let's
then
go.
you
Let's
apply
go. Let's
tank.
go with carrot first. What do you guys think about that?
I think it's normal right now.
I
More
think
balanced
it's
because of his damage.
yeah, momentum.
All
No
right.
longer a free card to
One thing that I
use.
can notice about Carrot though is we're now getting energy fragments instead of an energy for the
Actual
turn.
energy. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that is something that I think needs to be thought about. Like, what is the value of energy fragments forever to boost your energy by 1 in the future turns compared to getting an energy like how Carrot is right now for the turn, basically, is a
Wait,
It's
whose
a
question.
it's a
phone is
ramp up
blowing up?
card.
By the
It's a
way,
ramp up card. Yeah, someone's phone keeps going off.
someone's
It's a
phone
ramp
is
up card.
blowing up, bro.
I mean, if there's a lot of other ramp up cards, Carrot can be good, but just reading what the card does here on a vacuum is just whatever.
It's
Yeah.
unknown still, is it, for you until we see
Yeah.
energy
If
fragments?
you can build a deck around gaining energy fragments and then like doing something big as a payoff, it's good.
Yeah,
But then
Mhm.
if that doesn't happen, it's really bad. Is it really
it's
like
like an
why would you use it that there, right?
yeah. It's
Yeah.
not a one of, but it's just like any other card game when you have decks
Yeah.
that some of them are built off ramping in late
Yep,
game and everything like that. So yep.
Yeah.
that's good. That's
Zelly, you
good.
saying you were liking Cattail? Talk to me.
Yeah. I like Gato because before like it's kind of like Ant in a way that Ant was always like a 2 for 1, right? Because it's the card that the effect that you want on the stats that you want, right? And Gato always had the issue that it was an attack, right? It was 60 attack, you don't want to attack ever, right? On healing at
Yep.
least. I mean healing is kinda dead, right? But like I'm pretty sure someone will figure it out.
Yeah,
Um
for sure.
so like Gato brings out like an option to like not having to use Ant, right? Or maybe
Mhm.
Ant gets changed or something like that, right? So but I really like those taunt to sell for 4 turns cards, right? Because you can build you can build around those, right?
Facts, yeah,
Yeah.
and you can
So
obviously being able to target the heal. You can heal up potentially a front line that's been damaged, and now you're drawing the aggro away from it. So, yeah,
yeah,
it seems
also one
really
gecko
really
is
nice.
not four turns anymore. So that's gecko mask is not 4 turns anymore. I don't
Yep,
remember what
Yep.
it does, but it is not down for 4 turns.
it does something with spikes, right? If I'm not mistaken, but
Yeah, something
we'll
like
get
that.
to that
I don't know, but it's
tomorrow
not the
because
same.
Yeah.
we have the
It's gonna
reptile
be
day
fun.
tomorrow.
It's
I have
gonna
a
be great.
question.
Everyone's saying rest in peace Hatsune though. Sorry, Phoebe, I'm cutting you up. Everyone is saying rest in peace Hatsune though.
Yeah,
Like we talk about it like
I mean,
why is
read
it so dead?
the text.
So I
Obviously
think
it's trash.
I think the idea is very simple. Like they don't want this shields only being played with shields. They don't want like healing only play with healing. They want you to mix and match stuff in your comps. So Hatsune now is like suddenly this counter to
Like bugs.
possible sustain builds or other shield cards, right?
Yeah.
I think it's cool because it's just like a naked 70 shield, but then it's really powerful against teams that have shield cards in
Yeah.
it, and you can use it in like DPS builds and such.
Yeah.
So it's just a different playstyle. It doesn't mean that it's a dead card. That's all I know, like just looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah,
from
because if you
everything that
look
you're
at
saying,
the other plant cards, it seems like plants shifting more towards aggro based. And what's aggro's weakness? Like heavy shield and whatnot. So it does have a use, I guess. Especially when we see other classes, some of them might really heavily rely on shields. And let's say those classes like bugs or reptiles and whatnot might be top tier. Then maybe like an aggro plant deck might, this might work in on it. But yeah, at first glance, we're all gonna miss that fear for sure.
Yeah,
yeah,
that
Hatsune
makes
was a
sense. That
top
makes
tier
sense.
shield card, but I think we're gonna see a lot more like variety within each of the classes now as well. So
Yeah, I think we're having a moment of silence for Hatsune.
I mean,
Basically, or
not, one combination we already saw was the zigzag, right?
Mhm.
Where like it
That's
does
true.
extra
Yep,
damage
you can
based
extend the
off of
fragile.
like
Yeah.
fragile or whatever as well. So
Yeah.
there's some weird stuff going on for sure, but I think we will like as players, it's our duty to find the stuff that works well together. People found a good way to play Hatsune before, but I think like now it's just a completely new game, a different game, and you're just gonna have to
Yeah.
find new combinations.
True
Also,
that.
what I
Pivot.
like it is that they're changing cards that had like other cards that did the same, right? Because like Hatsune was the same as Graveland, right? So like changing Hatsunes makes sense if they don't want to change Graveland, right? So like you have two cards to that do different things, right? So you have more options.
Yeah,
So
more
I feel
variety.
like that's really cool.
It's dope.
That's
Well, we only
good to
have
hear.
3 more cards left after this, right? The last of the tails. So
Let's check them out.
Yeah,
we
let's
may as well
jump right to
jump
it.
right into it.
Boom, we've got
Oh, they're
Yam.
keeping Yams the same.
Yam is the same. Hot Butt is
The
targeting any ally now instead
I
of
mean,
shielding
Okay,
the same
yeah.
axis and healing as well
it's
instead of
better.
shielding whomever has the Hot Butt. That is
Target
one
any ally.
change. And
Oh,
Potato Leaf, target any ally. It's a limit. That means limits changed as well. Whenever you use a second Potato Leaf, you get the effect. Oh, you get the shield, but not the effect, which is a next
okay.
turn when the target gets attacked, apply sleep to the attacker for 2 turns.
That was a
So
big complaint about the scaly spoons and the reflectile shield. So I wonder if we'll see that transition over as well. If like is that limit whole as a whole changing then?
the limit as a whole is changing. Yes.
Okay.
So it's going to be interesting to see this play out. What do you guys think about this one? Let's hear from who has to talk, Spam.
Um. Next. Sorry.
I mean,
I
I
said,
can
I
talk.
said next. I
It's fine. It's fine.
Even-
It's fine.
Steven,
no thoughts, no
Steven.
thoughts.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me? Test.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah. I mean, everything looks same for me. Hot Light Yam. Potato Leaf is interesting, but I still feel it looks kind of underwhelming. Sleep for 2 turns. Like, if you know what your
It's just another
opponent's
card.
axes are, you're just gonna be able to play the first card or the axis card that you know. You don't have that many other cards on, right? So you just
Mhm.
pop the Potato Leaf. It only lasts for 2 turns. I think maybe it should last 4 turns. And it's 60 shield. It's not even as much as like all the other shield cards. So I think they were like trying to make it low first and just see how it works, and then try to bring it up later. It also has limit on it, so if you have other Potato Leaves in your deck, you can't even play them.
You can
There's
play
too many limitations with the card, in my opinion, at least for now. Like, having seen all the other stuff we've already seen,
Mhm.
I think it
Oh,
is a card that could use maybe a little
You
bit
can
more
play it.
shield or something.
The only thing is limits changed. You can play it.
Yeah.
You just don't get the effect again, basically.
Oh right. Oh,
Yeah.
I actually did we see that? I didn't see that.
That's one of the new changes
Oh,
of
okay, that's
stage
cool.
1, I believe. So yeah, you have the same shield. So if you've got a second Potato Leaf, you get another 60 shield, but you don't get the extra stack of applying sleep
Yeah.
to the attacker.
But overall, I'm not like it
A
I'm not
doesn't.
overwhelmed by any of these.
It's not. So it
These
seems
are
very
very
underwhelming for now.
Yeah, but I think the sleep effect could be strategically worked. Like, say for example, the Axie was you've already made an Axie sleep. It uses a card to wake up, then it attacks, and then it's asleep again. You only have that Axie's cards in your hand. Now you have nothing to play.
Yeah,
There is
you're
some
right.
stuff. Yeah.
You're actually right on that. Maybe it's really good as like an end game card, where you just put it on your back, and then
Yeah.
once you get into
Like
that
a 1v1.
situation,
Yeah.
then it's like really annoying. But other than that, I feel like throughout the game, it's probably underwhelming, but it gets stronger later on in the game.
That makes sense.
Complete change though. Like it's absolutely nothing like what it was.
Stealthing.
Desired to be before.
Stealthing
Yeah.
itself before. Yeah, you're right. You're right. And yeah, this is everything.
That's
These are
it?
all the parts. I believe
I'm gonna miss
so.
stealth so
think
much,
it's good.
guys. I think it had a potential, and like Tilly was the
Yo,
one of the
Scum,
ones that applied it.
I hate you so much, man.
So
But nah, I
wait,
think
really looking at himself? I mean, I think I have potential, like with maybe a buff or something like that.
To do what?
the
I
concept
don't
was
know.
kind
The first round.
It was really cool. Like sometimes, well, actually, it was a bug at the time, but no, it's
Yeah.
just like. Never mind, never mind. I liked it. I liked it. I think they're
I was
doing
gonna
That's
say,
okay.
yo, I don't even know if you're being sarcastic right now. I don't even know. But
It's
yo,
reverse stunned.
I understand
I
though. They
think
have to implement more cards with sleep for sure.
Wait, guys, hear me out. Hear me out, okay? V3, the Terminator is back, okay? You just have a
Oh,
bunch of sleep
they talking
on
about
the
it.
back. Then you have potato leaf, right? So you sleep them, they remove the sleep, they attack you, they're slept
They sleep
again.
again.
I like
Then
it.
you
I
have to
like
use
it.
breed it,
another
boys.
card.
Breed it. Breed
I
it.
like
Breed
this.
it.
Terminator is back, baby.
Right,
Oh,
let's
no.
head on
saw
over to
what
the marketplace.
Terminator did. The Terminator last
know-
game V2 was yo, it was an absolute dominant
Dude,
force. So
we,
it
we,
might
we
be
said
onto
we
something.
want, like, people were saying they wanted, a game like V2 in V3, and there you go. They're like, the devs are like, "Oh, fuck you guys, we're gonna put Terminators back into this game. That's what you wanted, right? Here you
Yeah.
go."
That's true. That's true. And it's the first time as well we've seen things that apply things like this on shields, because that means it goes longer. We haven't seen a sleep trigger on a shield before, and that is something new. That leads to double sleep turns, as you said. So yeah, it
Yep,
is gonna be
Potatonator.
wild. All right, let's buy our potato leaves. Hold on.
It's just fun. If a Terminator does come back, that's gonna be awesome because it's kind of sad that like the best 1v1 unit in this on Origin was just like a staller or someone that just uses Kestrel, you know. But at least
Yeah.
now we have a bunch of cards that synergize and can like really mess someone up. Like
Makes
extend,
sense.
multiple cards that extend sleep and whatnot.
Wow.
Okay,
I mean, this sets
that
the
is
stage
wild.
for a lot of obviously other cards are going to come into this. We've seen, plants really, to me, in my opinion, I think this is a massive shift on what plants kind of aim to do in terms of archetype. If we look at like what plants are, if I'll open this question to any one of you guys. If you were to deem plant as an archetype as such right now, so we're talking pure, 6 for 6 plants. Like what kind of axis are we looking at here?
I mean, healing still the cards with the healing. I feel like they won't go on the plant class no more. If there is a healing archetype, those healing cards will go on that archetype. But plants itself, like it's a no-brainer that Leaf looks strong. I don't think it's gonna be busted. I don't think it's gonna be like end game at first glance. But don't forget the game's 2 months away from being out, so we'll see. If they really want to target push plants in the direction of Leafs, then it's probably gonna have to get a little buffed, in my opinion.
Cool,
Well,
smart.
I think they're already
Awesome.
naming it the Potatonator. I like it.
No, we gotta call it the 1437, bro. Like,
Bro,
if he
no,
creates
Demon
his
stole it,
idea
bro.
first.
Terminator.
You know what's
There's a
funny?
lot.
I've been
Thebinator.
playing this game for so long. I had like so many new builds and everything. There's never been a 1437 Axie. I remember the bug Axie from V2. It ended up being called the Elizol bug or something. I don't even know what it would end up being called, even though I was the first one to have it.
Sorry,
That's
bro.
just life.
Maybe win more championships, man.
Yeah, bro. Like do better or something. I don't know.
Yeah, just play better, bro. It's not like you already accomplished so much. Just play more.
Just name all your axes 147.
Yeah, one will stick. At least one of them.
Oh, I
Man.
like someone said the Thebinator. I like that one. That's
me, that's me,
that's me.
All right.
Nice.
The
We got a
Thebinator.
plan.
You could, yeah. You could.
But no,
Um,
seriously though, guys,
Zelly,
like,
create the
I'm-
Zelinator. Compete with him. Go. Steal his Axie.
So
Yeah,
I
you
think
go.
in general though, like all the cards and the changes, I feel like it's trending towards the right direction.
that's good to
Just
hear.
having seen the plants only, every class I think it's gonna have its identity, and that was kind of what was missing in the other seasons, where it was
Yeah.
just like, oh, you just put like the best possible cards on whatever parts. But now it's like, okay, we know plants are about the leaves and the sleep and like
Yeah.
these buffs and debuffs and whatnot, and then we're gonna see like what the other
Everything else
classes
does.
are about
Yeah,
too.
man.
So I feel like the
Feel
game's gonna
excited?
be completely new, completely different, and we
Nice.
can see it just from looking at the plants alone.
Nice.
Facts.
That is good to hear. That is good to hear indeed. And that is all of our plant cards. And that is our show for today. How do you guys feel about it, our guests? Any final words before we head off? Let's go one by one, I guess. Should we start with Spam?
Yeah, I had a great time with you guys. Thank you so much for having me. These are some of my favorite people in the scene, the people I got to speak with, uh, people I really respect in and out of game. So thank you for having me. I had a blast, and it's an honor to be a part of the initial show because I think this week is going to be hype.
Facts. We love you
That
too,
is
Spam.
good to hear.
I
Nice.
wasn't talking about you though. I don't love you that much.
No, no, no.
I'm kidding.
I don't care. I don't care. I still love you, bro.
Go ahead, Zelly.
I mean, it's like for me, it was like having a conversation with friends, right? The only one I didn't know knew was Sio, because like I talked to Gila, I talked to Ruthless, I talked to Thiban, I talked to Spam, right? So like for me, it was just like talking with friends in Discord, so it was really
Let me chill in,
fun.
bro.
Yeah, it was
That's
really
good.
really fun.
And now you
So
got a
yeah,
new friend. You got Zio now as
yeah.
your
Now
new
I
friend.
have
That's
a new
great.
friend, and it's also from Latam. I didn't know that. So yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Facts.
And Zio, go ahead.
This has been amazing. I really love to hear all of you because, well, I'm not actually a pro player, so I've learned a lot about I was here. I was taking so much notes. I really respect you a lot, guys. Really thank you to permit me to be here with you. About like general topics about plants, I think plants is a huge ecosystem. There are a lot of plants. We don't know what's going to happen, but changes have been like very make plants stronger than other seasons. So we're going to see that change in the next weeks, I think. Let's see the next card. I have nothing else. Very happy
Excited,
to be
man.
here with all of you guys. Really.
Nice. That is
Much
awesome
love.
to hear. And Thiban?
I think I got to say what I want to say earlier, but yeah, like I said, trending in the right direction. Looking forward to the next cards. This has been lots of fun, and thank you for having me. Appreciate it, guys. And yeah, let's look forward to phase 2.
Facts.
Awesome. Awesome. That is our guests, everyone. And it has been a wild ride so far. Those are our plants. And yeah, I think that is us. How are you feeling about all of this, my friend Gila?
Hey, I tell you what. Coming into this event, it was nice to hear that it was a community ran event. Like we said, we felt as if we were just talking on a Discord call. These really were kind of live reactions. So to be able to react with the community as well, I think it was a lot of fun. And from what we've seen today, we have so many changes to come. We have 5 more days of this. That's a
Day one.
lot of cards. Yeah, that is a lot of cards. There's a lot of changes, and I just think it really sets us up with a narrative of we look like we're delayed, and there's a whole window of nothing approaching us. We're actually really going to fill that with so many changes
Building.
that we may have to play that much to really relearn this game, and for that I'm extremely excited for. So, but I had a ton of fun. It is what it is. We go again
Same,
tomorrow,
same,
right?
same. Yeah. So for those in the chats, we're back here again tomorrow, same time. Different Axie class this time. It's gonna be a wild one again. So this is us. I am joined by my co-host Gila. My name is Ruthless Reg. We hope you had a blast in our first day of Card Leaks. This was your plant class, and that is us. See you
That's
again.
it. I got one thing though.
Oh,
Go on
yeah.
Twitter right now and tweet me your favorite card change right now. That's it. Other than that, we are getting the hell out of here, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
See.
Peace, people.